Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 2nd to May 8th, 2022. This is a general reading, so take with you whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper view into your week, be sure to check out your readings for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So we're going to be taking a look at some oracle cards and then putting out some tarot cards, getting their meaning, and doing some clarifications. So here in this first column, we are looking at a life lesson that you have been learning. So here it says anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all your emotions is sacred. So you have the Devil, 4 of Wands, and 5 of Wands. In this middle column, we're looking at what you don't see coming this week. It says conch shell, homecoming, afterlife. You have the Moon, 2 of Wands, and 7 of Pentacles. And in this third column, we are looking at advice from your guides and guardians. And it says, gliding through currents. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease, going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. So here we have Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so here in what you're learning with this anger, express yourself, safely express your anger. So anger is an emotion that some people don't want to show, they don't want to experience, and maybe they, don't express it or just kind of suppress it. And really it's a helpful emotion. It kind of indicates when you are not willing to accept something any longer, or someone's really crossed some healthy boundaries that you have, and they crossed it in a very disrespectful way. So here, anger, you can have anger, you can manage your anger. Definitely it's an emotion not to be ignored, but it's also to be used in a way where you are tapping into your feelings and acknowledging them before they kind of get to that point. So here with the Devil card, it could be that there's some, kind of pattern that you have of really suppressing your feelings. And with the 4 of Wands, it could be that you are really trying to just portray this positive, happy aspect of yourself. And with not expressing it, it's almost as if this energy here is really not knowing which direction to go in. So 5 of Wands kind of is conflict and instability. This, if it's internal, then it's just a sense of your desires kind of conflicting. This could also be external as well. It could be that there are minor annoyances going on with people. Everyone wants their own thing and really not seeing eye to eye on something. And perhaps how you're expressing your anger or not expressing your anger is really something that you're having to look at. So let's take a look at this Devil card here. You have the Four of Cups, which is kind of a card of apathy or even introspection. It's also a card that indicates not really being aware of what's going on around you and noticing this, additional cup being added to your environment. So to some degree, it could be kind of recognizing, with this Devil card, it could be that you really are having, issues recognizing when things are kind of being added to your emotional environment that are going to upset you, that are going to have you have to react in a certain way. With the Devil card, it is a sense of trying to get the quick fix. So, this could be, just quashing your emotions, not talking about it, bottling up. This could be like negative self-talk where it's like, oh, there's no reason you should be angry. You didn't recognize this, or it's only fitting that this occurs. You don't deserve not to feel a different way or to be angry or whatever the situation is. Your self-talk is your self-talk, but this could be a lot of different things. This is also could be a sense of, using substances to address your feelings so that your, the feeling of anger, you're not feeling it, numbs you, something along those lines. So let's look at the Four of Wands there, which is kind of like, happy, super happy. You have the Four of Swords. So and you have the Four of Cups. So with the fours, it's a sense of like your foundation and your stability here. So it's almost as if just being happy and celebrating and showing that positive side of you is also, draining you to a certain degree. Perhaps this, Devil could also be some type of energy vampire, emotional vampire. And by the time, if you were to get angry, you just don't have any energy anymore. So let's look at this, the Five of Wands here. You have the Two of Pentacles, which is just like, negotiating, balancing wants, needs, fun and responsibility, things along those lines. So here it could be that you have are going to be put into a situation where you're going to want or need to express disappointment or anger, and there's ways to do it in a healthy way. And I would say that this is kind of at the core of it, having you recognize where your kind of your baseline is. Are you truly feeling excited and happy because you feel that way, or because you feel you have to be that way? If you are feeling drained, are you still putting on a happy face? Are you actually taking time out for yourself? If you are really not in the mood to do something or talk to someone, do you kind of give in anyway? If you are just wanting to be alone and be with your thoughts? Do you kind of give that up because someone else wants you to do something? Something along those lines. So here in What You Don't See Coming, this homecoming afterlife conch shell is just a concept of returning to home, whatever that is for you. That can, be something that is really a celebration, but it also can be a sense of, I guess it depends on what you consider home. It can be something that is stressful. It could be something that is, feels like a chore. But this card, this conch shell, is kind of like a celebration of returning home. So you have the Moon, 2 Wands, and 7 of Pentacles here. And so the 2 Wands is a sense of really coming, trying to get outside of your comfort zone. And with the Moon card, it's a sense of trying to also get out of your comfort zone. In the traditional Moon card, there's like a lobster or some type of crayfish that is emerging from the water, and about to start its journey, but there's a wolf and a dog on either side, and it's kind of hesitant. So here with this Moon card, it always makes me think of someone just being submerged in their feelings and not really wanting to come up, because it's kind of like a make-believe world under the water there. And coming up out of the water, it's kind of, you deal with the reality of what's in the shadows, and that really kind of depends on what you're carrying with you in terms of self-doubt, confidence, fears, anxieties, things of those natures. And the 7 of Pentacles, it's a sense of having invested in something and not really getting the output that you were hoping for. So it could be for some of you, what you don't see coming is this ability to kind of branch out. Sometimes with the 7 of Pentacles, you might decide that your reasons for investing in it in the first place weren't coming from the heart, and you decide not to continue. So let's take a look at that 7 of Pentacles, actually. You have the 3 of Swords. So here it's, a sense of perhaps cutting your losses, or recognizing that your investment was in something that ultimately, was disappointing or will be disappointing to you. So let's take a look at this Moon card here. You have the Queen of Pentacles. And so this individual is very much, a sense of confidence, nurturing, connected to people around them, very much like a mothering energy. Someone who, perhaps this has to do with like Mother's Day coming up. Perhaps there's some kind of, feeling of maybe, when you are with your mother, there's that kind of nurturing vibe that comes off, but you're really not sure about how you're being seen. And you really don't know your own, destination yourself. So it's feeling, what's the word I'm thinking of? Where it's good, but it's not good. Oh, it'll pop up maybe. Let's take a look at the Two of Wands, which is a sense of kind of wanting to leave what you know. So perhaps you have, gone out on your own, try to make your way in, a job, career, education, something along those lines, and you're not really satisfied with it. But let's take a look at the Two of Wands. You have the Eight of Cups, and that's kind of walking away from something that's not serving your best and highest good. For some of you, it is, walking away from the comfort that you have of what you know and trying to pursue something outside of your comfort zone. For others, this could be that you have, gone outside of your comfort zone and still that's not necessarily working for you. So here, let's look at the advice again. Gliding through currents. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease, going inward, bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into the flow. Okay, so here with the Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords is definitely someone who uses logic and reason and facts. They're independent, they're pursuing their truth. You can see that, it's not like that they're cold or heartless. They're actually very much guarding their cup. So with the Ace of Cups, it's almost as if this different approach is taking your cups outside of this, cage, this barred, what is this? This little guarded compartment, and actually getting in touch with that intuition, that care, and that love. And with the Knight of Pentacles is very much trying to put their future plans into motion. They are methodical, they care about their reputation, they're reliable, and they are intentional about each phase going forward. And it might take them a long time to actually reach their goal, but they're also they're enjoying that journey. So they're gliding through the currents here. So let's take a look at the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords they're about honest communication, and if that includes anger, they're able to communicate that in a way that's honest, but also in a clear-headed way where they're not letting that anger build up. It's almost like they would, tell someone ahead of time. They would, kind of say, hey, hey mom, I'm going to come visit you. I'm going to come for like 3 hours, and I'm just letting you know I'm not going to stay for this. Don't pack me extra food. Don't, kind of set out the boundaries beforehand, but not in a confrontational way. So let's take a look at the Queen of Swords here. You have the Ten of Wands, which is kind of a sense of it can be like a heavy burden, a lot of responsibility, but it also can be a sense of there is an end goal in mind that they're willing to kind of take on that heavy burden because that goal is very much worth it. So, it might be that type of phone call is like, well, why are you calling me up to tell me, how we're going to spend that time together, you're already ruining it. And just kind of, the Queen of Swords, definitely, again, using logic, reason, whatever they, they see is pertinent factors. They could just say, hey, the last 2 times we spent together, we both said things we, regretted, and I'm just looking forward to spending time with you. And so I'm just letting you know, like basically it's almost taking on a lot of responsibility, but kind of trying to make sure that there is no, false beliefs on any which way, any sides. Okay, and then let's take a look at the Ace of Cups. You have the Fool. So definitely this is like a new beginning, a new approach at experiencing things when you're focused from the heart, when you are, using a different approach and really opening your heart to, and your arms, your mind, to new experiences. And to go back to this example of like, the pre-Mother Day phone call, kind of discussing the ground rules beforehand will probably allow for a less guarded approach to connecting when you're actually together. So that's one way to look at that. So let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles. It's Knight of Swords. So it's really interesting that these knights have kind of, their energy is almost like opposite, in that the Knight of Pentacles is very slow. They very much do things in a very anticipated manner. The Knight of Swords kind of like rushes in, doesn't have a plan, and kind of, it's like, oh, I need to do this. I need to pursue truth. I need to kind of, save somebody from this type of, horrific situation. So here it's almost as if you can, use both of these energies, these Knight energies, to approach things in different ways. So here, whenever you're kind of feeling you're a little bit too slow and you're stuck in certain routines, you can like tap into the Knight of Swords energy to kind of, get some ideas, spark of action. And when you are really like all up in, I need to do this, this needs to be right, this needs to happen now, then you can tap into the Knight of Pentacles energy and kind of get grounded and recognize like, hey, this is all part of, balancing things, balancing different wants, different desires within yourself, amongst other people, and so forth. Also, to some degree, if you are looking for a connection, like a love connection, then it's almost as if focusing on this heart center is going to allow some more options in terms of the type of person that you connect with. It could be that typically you wouldn't connect with someone who's a little bit more dry or slow moving, that you're really enthralled by the fast moving Knight of Swords. And perhaps it, kind of a shift in focus and perspective will allow you to kind of open up to this possibility. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.